Oh, there we go. Okay, we're live. Hi, good. Hello, everybody. Yeah, this is kind of an unplanned one. You normally about this time, myself and Hissy would be doing one of our sort of asterisk streams, but we've been taking a break from that for a couple of weeks. Or we've both had personal reasons. I'm not going to get into what hissies are because that's not my business to say really. But some people know what's been going on with me. And I've had a bereavement recently. That I lost my sister. I know it wasn't unexpected, but it was a bit of a blow, and I felt I needed to take a bit of a break from YouTube for a little while, and hopefully Hissy and I'll be back doing asterisks next week. But we'll see how it goes. We've both had a rough couple of weeks and needed a little break. Let's see who's in the chat. We've got Dave's in there. Oh, Math Pig, Bull, good to see you. Dr. Osiris, Ilya. That just reminds me actually that Ilya, I'm going to just post. There is something in the description. I'm just going to post this in the chat as well. And there's a link to it. Ilya is friend of ours, friend of this channel. Definitely been one of my biggest supporters on there. And hello, Punchy. But Ilya's had a bit of bad news recently. That unfortunately she's got cancer. I suppose if there's any good news, from what I understand, it's been caught early, so there's a good chance. But obviously people know about America's very, very much fucked up healthcare system.
Oh yeah.
And
wet healthcare system.
Yeah. So there is a GoFundMe there. If so, nobody's obliged, of course, but if you can help Ilya out, it'd be greatly appreciated. So so if you can spare a little bit, it'll all help. So that's what I'll say about that. But the link's in the description of this video. So Ring, how are you doing, my friend?
All right. I was awake.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just say, anyone in the chat, if I do know you and you want to pop in, just give me a shout, and I'll send you a link if you want to come in. If I know you, of course. I'm a little wary about sending invites into people I don't know anymore. So let's remember what happened last time. That happened, don't we, Ring?
Yeah. Luckily, no one else will be able to see what happened last time.
No, I deleted that entire stream. Actually, I just
that's what I mean.
Yes, I didn't even private it. I just deleted that thing altogether. So what you got media musings coming up later, Ring?
Yep.
What's the topic today, my friend?
Well, the listed topic is Edward II. Christopher.
Okay.
Yeah, by Christopher Marlowe. So we'll be talking. We'll be talking about the oldie politics and drama.
Oh, okay. I'm not very familiar with Marlowe anyway, so it's probably not something I could weigh in on. I mean, even with like history of that period, like with Edward II, I only know bits and pieces, so so yeah. And by the way, to answer to Ball's question, yes, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, and Ilya, as she points out in the chat, was there. So was Ring. Yes, and, lesson learned the hard way about letting people into your streams. I'll say so.
And in a reply to Punchy, I'll disagree about U.S. healthcare. Instead, I'm going to say it is so bad it is a threat to national security.
Yeah. By the way, yes, Punchy. That is what happened. That is what happened. I think Jen was there when that happened as well, weren't you? When I got porn bombed.
Oh yeah, I was in the chat that time. Yeah. Hi, Ball. Hi, Punchy.
Yeah. If you missed it, hi, Granny. Yeah. Well, like I said, I was just saying before you could come in as well, Jen. I put the link to Ilya's GoFundMe in the description as well.
Yes. I am so sorry I missed the fundraiser earlier today. I unfortunately are sleeping really weird things. I got something in the way of my chair, so I can't put it where I want it. Yeah, that's better. So I unfortunately slept through it, but you will be getting a donation from me, Ilya.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I might just send the link out to a couple other people to see if they wish to come in.
Or talking about sleeping weird. I crashed out at like 9 a.m. yesterday.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 11 p.m.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I was after I went to bed last night. I didn't fall asleep until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then woke up at 11. So it was like I got my sleep, but it's just not in the right time frames. But it's because of the cold I've had, because I've spent so many nights coughing. All my sleep's out of whack, and it's like it's going to take me days to get back into it. But
for me, it's 6 days on the night shift.
Yeah, that wrecks you. That'll wreck you.
Okay, I've actually sent links to this hangout to Granny and Ilya. If you want to come in, of course, it's up to you.
Yeah, they've already reached their goal.
Oh yeah.
So
look, it's
great. That's great. But
the American healthcare system is shitty. I would recommend that if anybody can find a few bucks somewhere to send to Ilya, it's all going to help in the long run, and there could be extra expenses that they don't know about. So anything you can help with.
And as I said earlier, as I mentioned at the start of this stream, the reason I've been away, I recently lost my sister to cancer, so it's something I feel very strongly about, especially at the moment. So if I can help somebody else with that, another friend, I'm only too happy to.
Granny, that doesn't always stop me.
Okay.
Yeah, we all know about those videos.
Yes.
By the way, sorry, just say, Ilya, if you're in the chat still, I just got your DM. Absolutely, you can bring Punchy in.
Oh, bring Punchy in. Yeah, Punchy's awesome.
Yeah.
And here she is. Hello, Ilya.
Hi.
Hi, Ilya. How are you, my lovely? Aside from the dreadful bit.
Good. Thanks, Amanda. You've been absolutely brilliant for me as well recently. So I can't thank you enough.
This community is amazing. That's all I can say about it. Yeah,
it is. It is.
I've been, as much as times it can be really frustrating, and when you see the good side of this community, which I've really have seen over the last couple of weeks, not just with myself, but the way people have responded to help Ilya out as well. You know, that's, you know, kind of restores your faith in humanity a bit, you know.
Yeah. Do you care if I send this link to Punchy too?
Oh, I was just saying before you come in,
Punchy's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just overwhelmed, to say the least. And you know, Jeff, let me just tell you that I'm very sorry for your loss as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's 2020. It's 2020. Fuck off, go away. You know.
Yeah. 2020.
Yeah, the year that should never have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, to be honest, I thought like 2016 it couldn't have got any worse. That whole year when we lost everyone from like Lemmy to Bowie and everyone.
And then 2020 is like, hold my beer.
Exactly.
So what's 21 going to be?
I don't.
Well, let's see how November pans out first.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a.
Yeah, if you guys end up with Biden over there, you could start looking that it could be better. Could be getting better. It could definitely be better if you end up with Trump again.
Did you guys see the article that came out with over 1,000 CDC employees who stood up against Trump and said that him and his administration handled the COVID-19 issue with you know, they didn't handle it well at all, basically.
Yeah.
And that they were disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you know, that happens when you have someone like him in office who doesn't give a crap about anyone but him.
Well, I mean, even this is like the last thing I'd be doing normally. But in Trump's defense,
oh no.
the way the US handles healthcare, I mean, obviously his response or lack thereof made it much worse.
Yeah.
But it could have easily been just as bad. Given how the US economic and healthcare system is set up, in that, you know, if you're in a low paying job, you know, you're still heavily incentivized, or rather heavily disincentivized from quarantining yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's the corporate nature of America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Human beings are commodities for the rich.
Purple.
Yeah.
Right. Seen purple.
I'm going to go rescue my cupcakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it's not. I was when Jeff sent me the link, I messaged you back and say, I'll be there in a bit, but I am baking at the moment. Say, I got to go rescue my cupcakes.
Right. If Jen comes back glazed in a minute, we'll know what was in those cupcakes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Weird. No, not weird.
Yeah.
They're chocolate ones.
So yeah, that's I'm gonna say, yeah, definitely 2020 has been the year of the Karen, without a doubt. I swear I'd never heard that term until this year.
The year of the Karen.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yeah. It has. Yeah. It's definitely been one of those years, to say the least.
I definitely like to talk to 2020's manager.
Yeah.
Well, for Halloween this year, we're doing a big Halloween party on the channel, and my character is going to be dressed up. I was going to do Jack and Sally with Punchy because we're stupid and cheesy like that.
Yeah.
But I decided to go as Karen. So my avatar is going to be dressed up as Karen.
Yeah. Oh, so somebody in it. Is that Punchy? Hello, Punchy.
Hello. Morning.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forget it's a bit earlier in the day for you guys.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
But he's up.
Yeah.
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 We are just, I mean, Punchy and I both are just so thankful.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I missed that fundraiser live last night. I sort of listened to it this morning. Because obviously it's in the middle of the night for me, but yeah, I did see you, I did sort of see you, there was a lot of donations came in, which was really cool.
Yes. Linda and Morton Nielsen for the win. Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
They've
gone above and beyond.
They have gone up. Yes, they are getting some thank you things very soon. We I mean, like, seriously, they probably donated half of my goal.
Oh wow.
Linda and Morton always go out of their way for everyone in the community. For every fundraiser I've ever been involved with, they're often the driving force behind what's going on.
Yeah, no,
they're very underappreciated by some people in the community.
Morton and Linda are very underrated members of this community, I think. Very underrated.
Well, they are about to get some very loving gifts from Sit Down with the Bunkers, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, like some nudes of me and whatever else they want.
Oh,
no one wants a nude of you, Punchy. I'm not even sure Ilya does.
They're just like, what did we do? I thought we were helping. Why?
Burn it!
Yeah.
Burn it to the ground. Jeez.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah,
no, it was amazing to see everyone came together, and shout out to Red's Rhetoric too for letting us use his channel to stream it. So that was
yeah.
I'll just say we won't mention the prick's name, but if we just say a certain other YouTuber decides to mouth off about that fundraiser, he better fucking watch himself.
There are some
there's always one I know, but you know who I'm talking about, but we won't mention his name.
There is already some hateful narrative about it.
You say it 3 times and they appear.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the private chat, Jen, but I don't want to mention the prick's name on stream, honestly. But
and I was thinking what we could do for the next fundraiser is have one to buy all the vape juice in the world. So there's none left for him.
So there's
that's who I thought you meant.
Okay. So we're just gonna. I think most people do know who we're on about, but I don't want to mention it. I don't want to even mention his name on stream.
Well, luckily I haven't heard of him. I was thinking
That's
it
good.
might have been someone else.
Singular atheist.
Well, luckily I am invisible to trolls.
Yeah.
So.
But you've had Darth. You've had Darth.
No, not in not on my channel.
Wasn't that?
Darth has popped up in streams I've appeared in, but never on my channel.
Oh, okay. I thought we had him show up for one of them and then bugger off because we ignored him.
Yeah, he did. He turned up. I'm sure because it was that Duncan Atheism account. I'm pretty sure turned up in your chat. That's him. I'm not, well. It could be that I'm just not remembering.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was when he was chasing us all around, and when he showed up on yours, I think Jeff said straight away, "We're not interested, Darth. Bugger off. We're just going to ignore you."
Yeah,
we just didn't talk to him, and he went.
First time he showed up on one of my streams is when I was had Amanda on for an interview, and I was actually just getting to know Amanda at the time. And, we've obviously become really good friends since then. But suddenly there was a couple of accounts I didn't recognise, and then when you saw Duncan Atheism, which I knew was him, turn up, I'm like, no, Darth, fuck off. We're not having it.
Yeah. So aside from the one time, I've never had a troll on my channel.
It'll happen.
We had a couple weeks ago. We had a series of trolls on our channel naming themselves after me, and but they
Oh
were,
yeah, and even on Twitter, I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
That was some nasty. That was
People
Certain
are,
people who shall remain nameless.
Yeah.
Nameless.
Yes.
some people are just nasty people.
Mm.
Well, the thing is, they get a computer to hide behind, right? So
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was having trouble remembering it. Was during my Star Wars month, which was like half a year ago.
And why bother trolling Star Wars anyway? It's got absolutely nothing to do with atheism or anything like that. It's just absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Could you be wrong about the Force? You know?
Yeah.
What evidence do you have for the Force? Well, I can choke you for a start.
Yeah.
I remember. I wish I remember where it was now. I have to find it somewhere. But there was someone who actually did this. Darth Dawkins test with all the things.
Yeah.
And you answer the questions, and every answer, you're all multiple choice, but every answer you give is wrong. Because it's just an illustration on how often Darth contradicts himself.
I think you sent it to me, actually, Jeff.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It is. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what's the difference between living in the universe with the Force in it and living in ours? Well, I don't think you could deny the existence of the Force in the Star Wars universe if you lived in it.
It depends.
Not once you'd seen it. Not once you'd seen it.
Because, it is a big galaxy, and depending on what era you're living in, there may not be that many Force users around.
But if you were in the Old Republic, in the Old Republic, you would not be denying it because you'd have Jedi that were basically a police force. So you're not going to deny it.
Jedi everywhere.
Jedi every fucking where.
I think Hissy's going to hopefully jump in a little bit as well, actually.
Yeah. So you'll all everyone in the chat won't have to settle for her lesser half much longer.
Well,
quash any sorry,
we'll quash any rumors that Hissy and I have had a falling out or something, and that's why we're not doing asterisks. Which is not true.
No, it's not true.
Yeah, it's basically life.
Yeah, it's people got lives outside of YouTube. Yeah, so
they do.
What? When did this happen?
Do yeah. Hang on, I don't think I do at the moment.
Well, some of us do.
Well, some people don't act like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck, life hitting everyone was why I didn't have medium musings last week, because I am garbage without people to bounce off of.
Oh yeah, and you just had no one because because with everything with Jeff and Hissy, and then I had Stacey. Stacey's still up here. She's in hospital. I took her to her test, and she had a heart problem during the test, and they booked her in, and she's been there an entire week. Hopefully, she's out tomorrow. But yeah, they've done a whole heap of tests. She's wasn't there well cookie.
So, Doc, you're in critical cripple lands then.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's in that there anymore. But Dave will not like me mentioning that he's a Scouser.
He is a Scouser, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound like a Scouser, but he is a Scouser. He's too posh to be a Scouser.
Well, never again. As someone who works 6 days a week, I don't think there is either.
Hey! You starting? Are you? You starting?
There's Sissy.
Hey, Sissy.
Actually, technically, Dave is right. Actually, if he's like Birkenhead, they're not. That's across the river, technically. So he's got a point.
Hi, Hissy.
I think you're muted.
You might be muted. Oh, it needs to be plugged in.
Yeah.
To be plugged in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot. And I'm hungover.
You're not an idiot. You're just not with it.
Yeah.
So okay, so Dave, have we got to just keep mentioning your name to stop you from drifting off to sleep during this stream? Is that it? You know,
Critical cripple. Critical cripple. Critical cripple.
If you say it 3 times, does he appear in the mirror?
He'll turn up like Beetlejuice to be like, it's showtime.
Yeah.
First things first, anyway, I heard that, husband. You don't get to call yourself the lesser half in this relationship. I heard that.
But you are the better half.
No, we don't know. You know the rules.
That doesn't necessarily make you lesser.
Yeah.
He actually just said you're the better half. He didn't say that he was the lesser.
No,
He
I
did
heard
though.
him. He said
He
you
said
would have to put
lesser.
up with the lesser half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard him. You tried, Jeff, but I was listening, so
I was trying to give Ring a bailout, you know.
Yeah.
he tried.
Yeah.
Failed.
But yeah.
So as I say, Ilya and Punchy, you got some good stuff coming up on the channel. Then I will say to anyone, if they've not watched the weekly derp yet, you've got to watch that. The weekly news show is hilarious.
No, yeah.
Thank you. Quiddies puts his heart and soul into the weekly derp. That's all I can say about that. Today on Equality, Nikki Daly is joining the team. I'm still on hiatus from doing live shows, primarily because I do have some side effects from my treatment. So,
Yeah.
dry mouth being one of them. So if I get on and start talking for so long, then my mouth starts to dry out and it doesn't feel very comfortable. But today we have Nikki Daly joining us, and they are discussing breakups and coping with divorce and breaking up with children and things like that. So, it's just going to be a healthy discussion around, what that looks like. Yeah. And it's going to be with Quiddies, Mr. Victory, Glober Mom. Bull will be producing, of course, and then Nikki is the guest today. And then tomorrow's the weekly derp, as per usual on Monday evenings. Next, let me pull up my schedule here because I don't have it sitting right in front of me. Let's see. So next week on Equality, we have Cheshire Vic and Chrismer coming on to talk cancel culture. And they'll be on with Mom, Mr. Victory, and Mr. Serious, and they're going to talk about cancel culture and, is it healthy? Is it not? It's just going to be an open discussion about that. And then the following Sunday is a charity stream for it's a hot sauce challenge charity stream. So the guys of our channel all bought the hottest hot sauce in the world, and they are going to sit there and torture themselves, and we're going to raise money for a charity.
Well, it's not the hardest in the world.
You're doing an Irish demon.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we got the idea from. Hey, we can do that too. Just burn ourselves for a good cause.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting what you just said. So, but obviously, like cancel culture, and obviously, the Irish demon. This is just a personal opinion of mine, but Daniel Pratt does not need to be on YouTube after what he's just done. But I think the guy needs help, quite frankly. But
yeah,
I don't know what's happened here. What have I missed?
Oh, Daniel Pratt is this flat earther, like just conspiracy, very, very angry man. He's been kicked off of YouTube numerous times, but whenever he's made like a video, whenever anyone does a debunk video, he just goes on a rant or whatever, and calling them
chillers.
No, worse. Just say I'll just say pedos. That's what he
No,
takes.
Pratt is a Pratt, though.
Yeah.
Why would he? What being aware of science got to do with what?
It's all you got to get into the mind of conspiracy theorists here.
I mean, I'm in fandoms, and I know there's a lot of discourse going on right now. But
is he one of the Q guys as well?
Right. I don't watch him enough to actually want to, really get in. But pretty much every conspiracy theory, he's probably into Q and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, like all I really know about him is just from what I've seen from other debunked videos. But
next, so on just to go through creepy real quick. Next Saturday we have Celebrities Still Alive. We did have Magda actually set up as the guest, but Magda has now joined the channel as a permanent panel member. So I was going to be looking for another guest for that. Godless Scummer, if you are available.
I'll let you know, Ilya. All right.
For sure. Cool. And then the next week is actually Halloween, and we're doing a big Halloween party. We're gonna do games and giveaways and tell ghost stories and just make it a big Halloween shindig. So
that actually sounds like fun.
Yeah. We have some other good things coming up. Like we're gonna do a Friday the 13th special on Friday the 13th on the Creepy Show. We're gonna be doing Krampus as we get closer to Christmas. With Equality, we have a part 2 to BDSM coming up. We have Nakasuchi coming on to talk about the Trail of Tears and Native American history. So there's things like that are coming up.
You just said BDSM, I'm in.
Well, keep in mind, this will be part 2.
Yeah.
Part
2 is usually
just make sure that there's safe words all around.
Yes. Banana. There you go. The universal safe word. So we have a lot coming up, and then of course the guys are doing their poop in a can on Thursday nights, which
and that's got really accurate by now.
You'd think so. You'd really think so, but no.
I hope you clean up after yourself, Punchy.
We gave someone.
Gary makes a good point about Halloween there. I feel a bit sorry for the kids who want to go trick-or-treating this year. I probably shouldn't be doing that this year.
They could all go as nurses or doctors.
Or,
no, because if they go as nurses or doctors, all they'll get is applause on the doorstep.
Yeah. And then he asked what in a can. So just a real quick story about how poop in a can came to be. Mm-hmm. When we were rebranding because we decided to expand our channel beyond just the Creepy Show. We were trying to figure out what our channel name was going to be. And Bo and Miss, I don't remember, Punchy, it wasn't you or Mr. Serious that said poop in a can, but one of them said poop in a can. We could call ourselves Poop in a Can and people will watch. And so based on that, we decided to do the all guys show talking about guys thing while doing guy things. Yeah. And they decided to name that Poop in a Can.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is very fitting. Since a lot of times we do end up talking about literal poop, so.
I now want to make you an animation which is a Campbell soup can spinning around and then on it says poop in a can.
And Gary, part of me sympathizes and part of me is like, well, now they'll know what it feels like.
That's cruel.
I'm just going to step out for 2 minutes, guys. So just to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle. Now, if we all disappear, Jeff will come back. Where the hell did everyone go?
I can still hear you, Jen.
Never again. It's just literally. I didn't mean anything by guy things like that. It's just the guys of our channel getting together to do it. It doesn't. I mean,
well, basically by guy humor we mean just stupid things.
Yeah,
I thought guy humor and potty humor were synonyms.
Exactly.
It could have been worse. You could have called the guys one circle jerk. So that
was the first up.
That was the first choice, wasn't it?
They build Legos. That's legit. They tell poop stories and
Poop stories.
Yes, I'm not even kidding. And
why?
Why not?
I don't know, but they tell their stories about how they accidentally pooped themselves in public before and share it.
Well, hey, I know first, I've never done it in public.
No, but we heard some stories from Quiddies about it.
Oh yeah.
So
good times.
But
hey,
they also tell dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
Dad, yeah. Like
dad jokes.
Stupid, corny jokes.
Like
you need a ring for that.
Ring, you're welcome to be a guest on the next one if you want to come on.
Ring's entire humor is puns and dad jokes. I love it.
Like for
That's why I
instance,
married him.
I don't have a poop story, but I do have a puke story.
Oh, no.
Don't, please. Ooh. I love you, but yeah.
Well, here, how about a dad joke then? Does anyone know how to charge milk? Because mine is stuck at 1%.
So those are the jokes.
Yeah, the milk chargers are right by the blinker fluid and the grid squares.
Yeah, that's what they do. They tell dad jokes and build things. Punchy built the Saturn V Lego thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool though.
Oh yeah.
And the next one he's building is what is it you're building next?
Well, it might be to get the Lego ISS. Like I do have it, but I know that MC Toon also has one. So I was hoping maybe at one point we could just race and build it.
Oh
so,
yeah.
I honestly, well, if you're going to do that, why don't you see if Linda and Morton have it as well, and you could have a 3-way race to see who finishes first.
Oh, I think was it him? I know there was another person that did said that. So they had it. May have been Morton.
Yeah, well, because Morton and Linda do them all the time, so that would be awesome. The 3-way competition. Who can build it first?
I think it was.
That sounds like an after dark.
Yeah, because someone was trash talking my Lego building abilities. It may have been Morton, actually.
Do you kern them first?
Do
you kern your pieces?
What?
No. I don't know. I'm confused.
It's where you sort them out into their individual bits that will go in certain areas. So you've got them in an organized OCD style patterns, so it makes it easier to assemble the.
Oh, not really.
But half the fun of making Lego is searching for the right piece at the right time.
You need to watch somebody who's good at who kerns stuff first, and then watch them build. Someone like thing from Mythbusters, Adam Savage. He will spend the first 20 minutes of building something, organizing all the pieces, so he knows where they're. It's the weirdest thing.
That makes so much sense.
Well, it does make sense, but it's incredible amounts of OCD.
Well, I was gonna say too, if you get with the bigger Lego projects, they all come like every different step comes in separate bags anyway. So every different step is sorted out already. So I think it would honestly just take longer to do that because all the pieces are in small, manageable piles to begin with. If it's just if you have the whole box, then I could see it. But
yeah,
you know what you want to watch? There's a thing on YouTube on Drive Tribe, and it's Richard Hammond and James May. Building Lego and answering questions while drinking, quote, definitely not vodka. And it's Lego kits, and the both of them make the mistake of it comes in multiple bags, and the first thing they do is open all the bags and strew them across the table.
Yeah, that would be difficult.
Oh, that's
and you just
yeah.
watch them getting progressively drunker while they're trying to build these Lego cars.
Because like the Lego Saturn V, for instance, that because they're so clever, it came with 1,969 pieces. So that would be a bit of a pain to try and deal with it as all just screwed across the table.
Right.
So that is really clever.
Right, I'm back. I heard puke and poop. What are you guys doing to my channel?
We've moved on now.
Viva Revolution!
I just caught what Hissy was saying there. I mean, also, I'm not a fan of like Richard Hammond at all. But also, did you see the series James May did with the old toys?
That was James May's Toy Stories. A lot of those
really
episodes are on YouTube as well.
Yeah, well, they did like the built like an actual like full length branch railway line out of a Hornby train set and stuff.
Yeah. And I do have to say James May is very good at doing documentaries.
Yeah,
like engineering style documentaries. Although he's our man in Japan that he did for the big bookshop that's no longer a bookshop and has a trillionaire at the top. Is quite good as well.
Oh yeah, the one that's owned by the wannabe Bond villain.
That's the one.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, Mr. Bond. And then he did that one. And do you remember he did the one about the history of cars as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did that one. I don't know. There's something about him. He's just really good at documentaries in general. I think it's because he plays the idiot, but he actually knows what he's talking about.
He's the one of those three that I can sort of tolerate, where I just do not like Jeremy Clarkson or Richard Hammond at all.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, you guys,
I mean, when he took over doing the Connections series, I enjoyed that. I don't think he was as good as the guy who did them originally back in the 80s, but yeah, Connections was still interesting when he did that. But a lot of his other stuff is still. I think the thing is, most of the time when the other two do anything, it's still normally car or whatever heavily related. Whereas James May does a lot of other stuff, so he's very eclectic in the kind of productions he does.
I mean, I think which
makes it more interesting.
What I've found annoys me about Clarkson and Hammond when they don't have May there is they both do this thing where they'll say something and then they'll stop as if they're waiting for laughter or applause, and it drives me crazy.
Y'all, I have reached my threshold of talking and everything.
Oh.
My throat is getting sore from talking, but I love you guys. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Seriously, I mean, there is, I'm not going to cry today. I cried enough last night. There is absolutely no way I can ever thank this community enough for the support, the love, and the help through this time. Hitsy, my heart is with you. Very sorry for your loss. Jeff, same goes to you. You know I love you. You're one of my closest friends. You know, there can be some drama here and there and some infighting that happens, but when one of us needs something, we come together. And
I'm going to say as well, because of that, absolutely, because even when I first went public about my loss, there was even some people that I've had some real serious disagreements with and arguments with, who passed on their condolences, and it's like I said, it's one of those things that makes you, like I said, it restores your faith in human nature a bit, doesn't it? But it's on
for
screen
about
there.
like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But I love you guys. Thank you so much again for all the support and the love. I'm going to beat this, and when I beat it, we're gonna party and we're gonna celebrate.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Big parties.
So, but for now, I'm gonna hop off and go lay back down and rest.
And once again,
we love you, Ilya.
Once again, it's on screen there, and it's in the description of this video. If you don't have, no one's obliged to, of course, but if you can help Ilya out, it'll be greatly appreciated. So,
very much. But yeah, I think I'm also gonna go and kind of lie back down a little bit and maybe take a nap.
No worries,
Yeah, no
Punchy.
worries.
Thank you,
All
Ilya.
right, take care.
Bye,
Good talking
hon.
to you,
Oh,
boys.
it's good to have you on, my friend.
All right. All right, you guys have a great day.
Yep.
Yeah. See you later. And then there were 4.
And there were 4. Yeah.
So
I just think it's the usual troublemakers now, isn't it?
so who's the imposter? I think Jen is kind of sus.
What have I done?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course, the Among Us joke from the person who hasn't actually played Among Us yet.
I haven't.
No,
I haven't
I
played it
definitely haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't installed it, so.
Yeah.
I was going to
yeah.
join a game. I was going to join a game. I think Notcher and Mero were running, but I got sort of busy with something else, and I've never really got a chance to play that again. So, no, I haven't. I haven't. It seems to be like the big thing everybody's doing in now is Among Us.
So it does. It does look fun.
So who wants a cupcake? I'm tempted to. They're probably cooled down enough. I'm tempted to go and get one.
I swear to he who does not exist, Jen. If that is an innuendo.
All right, I will go and get the cupcake.
With Jen.
It's not, but I actually was baking. I'll go get one.
Anyhow, she comes back with a sex toy, I swear.
I don't know why that wouldn't surprise me.
It's just one of those, isn't it?
Because it's Jen. That's
Anyway.
why.
Yeah.
I wasn't here to start off, Jeff, so just quickly, cheers to your sister.
Yeah.
Take care, all the best.
And to your mum here, Sue.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah.
And to anyone else we've
Yeah.
lost or, absent friends, as we say.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We did say privately we'd have a toast to.
We did say we'd do that, so I wanted to do that because it is important that we remember the people we're losing, that we've lost. Because it kind of, I don't mean to bring the tone down, but it's important. And I know I don't know about anywhere else, but I feel like it's a very British thing as well to remember to toast someone quite regularly. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do that with Jen gone now, and she'll raise the, I'd say raise the tone. She won't raise the tone, she'll raise the mood the minute she comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, raising the tone is a different thing altogether.
Not quite something Jen does a lot.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
So, Ray.
Yes.
We're going to be discussing Edward II in a couple of hours.
Yes. Drama and politics.
Drama and politics.
Yeah.
Drama! See, this should work because I think you like the politics of this story and I like the drama.
Yeah. It did send me into a bit of a research rabbit hole.
Tiny bit.
Yeah. See, it's what I say. I've never. I said it to Ring earlier. I've never.
Okay.
There we go.
I actually did.
That wasn't. Hissy had another prediction. Hissy had a prediction of what you were actually going to bring back.
What was I going to bring back? A chocolate vibrator. No.
Yeah, no, I had
to. You're on the right lines. You're on the right lines there, Jay. Yeah.
It's definitely a cupcake.
Definitely a cupcake.
And very nice.
So what you're saying is the cake is not a lie.
It's very nice. And I've got cake stuck in my teeth. It's also still kind of warm.
Oh yeah, Punchy. We don't want you to be late for church, mate.
Yeah.
What time zone are you in? That church isn't finished yet.
In the US.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because Like,
well, Punchy's in Canada, so
okay, on this continent.
On that continent, yeah.
Because
he's still North American.
Yeah, it's only like almost 7 where I am. So yeah.
Oh, that explains why you were like, I need coffee.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've been awake since like 11 p.m.
Yeah, but you work nights. It's normal for you.
7:50 a.m. with Punchy, so.
Now, Ilya wants some cake. I would send you cake, but it'll be stale by the time it got there, Ilya.
Yeah.
So he knows because I used to do that. When I used to work nights, I'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and go to bed like 1 o'clock the following afternoon. So I didn't sleep much. Although,
yeah, I've worked nights before. I found it really hard trying to sleep in the afternoons.
Well, the thing is, where I live,
ironically enough, though, that if I'm not working a regular shift, I could quite easily sleep for a couple of hours in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be like that, but then I joined the military.
You will be getting up at 5 a.m. or earlier, regardless.
Yeah.
It used to irritate me. They'd wake him up at stupid o'clock in the morning for no good reason. He just looked at me like, "But PT," and I'd be like, "Exercise is not a good reason to wake up that early. Go back to sleep."
I don't give a fuck if there's a war on. I need my sleep.
We're very British. The war only occurs after 11 a.m. on weekdays, but finishes at 3:30 on Fridays, so we can all head up.
No, what's this? Some American guy I heard say. The British are so polite about everything. They call the Second World War the unpleasantness.
Well, I mean, heck, when I was in Afghanistan, like the indirect fire alarm would go off. I'd wake up, open up my laptop, log into Facebook, send a chat to someone who I knew was at the office, saying that I'm okay, and then immediately go back to sleep.
That's right, Paul. You know us. You know
Modern warfare. It's yeah.
We actually, ironically, it's this kind of ironically that come up as a joke in one of the Asterix streams that Hissy and I did. I think it was when the Romans invaded Britain. They're having this. They're in the middle of this great big battle, and then suddenly it's 4 o'clock. We got to go. It's tea time.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Crit. Don't make an appointment with me on Wednesday. You ruin 2 weekends.
Yeah.
I have to go to bed early and wake up. Yeah.
No, I'm playing too much, I think.
Yeah.
I reckon we should always have Mondays off. Every weekend should be a long weekend.
He ends up bitching about Tuesday mornings.
What is this weekend you speak of? Are you talking about the one day I actually have off?
I forgot you don't get them.
I work 5 out of every 6 Saturdays, so.
Yeah. I mean, everyone should at least get a Monday or a Friday off every week, and we should work towards having 4-day weeks for everybody, and that would share out the workload a bit more and make for less unemployment.
No, I mean, I still have 5-day weeks because I work Saturdays, but I'd rather work Saturdays than Mondays because everyone's always in a bad mood on Mondays, and I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And let's get socialists. If we stop paying the executives so much fucking money, we could spread the wealth better, and everybody would be better off in general.
Yeah.
But there's a giant council house down south, right? That's got like 40 odd bedrooms in it and 1 family.
Oh, Buck House.
Yeah. And it's just like they've got the nerve to call those of us, like those people who are living in like a 1-bedroom flat somewhere, scroungers, and with the kind of.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the living tourist attractions.
See, I think an alternative way to fund them, it would be like, we don't give them any more taxpayers' money, but they can have their own reality show in the sort of same vein as the Osbournes.
Oh.
No, they're so
The
boring.
Windsors. I think it could be quite fun behind the scenes.
No, do you know what I reckon on, right? We should make them all learn a circus actor. They have to perform outside Bookhouse to be allowed to sleep in there that night.
So that we can have
we can have like a
Royal
juggling queen and a prince on a unicycle, and I've thought about this. And when they get too old, we make them do the balance wire.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as they got older, their ears have got longer, so they could pretend to be elephants.
Well, Prince, as I say, Prince Charles. If you tell him the feathers magic, his ears will make him fly.
Oh, I'm so glad none of us are royalists on this show.
Mummy, look what I can do.
You don't get to use the American defense for not being a royalist, because Americans are more obsessed with the royal family than Brits.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, did anyone see that thing that Tony Robinson found years ago? And he was doing a documentary on Richard III, and during the course of that, he actually found out a little skeleton in the royal family's closet. Technically, the man who should be King of England lives in Australia now, and he actually voted for Australia to be a republic in the referendum.
Yeah. So, I've got a question though. With the way the ears are and everything, do you think Jar Jar Binks was based off Prince Charles?
Oh,
but
I don't know, because I don't know Star Wars. But
see, when you're talking Richard III, I thought the skeleton was in a parking lot.
Car park.
Yeah.
Car park, right?
Yeah.
But yes, it was. I went to that funeral. It was, well, no, I didn't go to the funeral. I was in the city at the time, and I watched it on TV because I couldn't do with the crowds. And do you know what? If they can bury that guy, okay, in a coffin that's that horrendously made, we should not be funding any more state funerals.
Yeah.
Yes, but why do we have state funerals anywhere? I mean, we want to give respects to these people. Half of the people who get buried in state funerals, I'm kind of glad that they're gone now.
I can't remember the last. I'm not sure we've actually had one though in my lifetime.
I think the last state funeral was probably Diana.
Maggie? That wasn't a state funeral technically. No, that
was Maggie's a state funeral.
Oh God, no!
Diana wasn't a state funeral, was it? Because the Queen kicked off.
Yeah,
the Queen called the kerfuffle and didn't allow it.
Here's the problem: if they'd given Thatcher a state funeral, you'd have had half the country would have been like, "Yeah, give her a state funeral." The other half of the country would have rioted.
Well, the thing is, right? I reckon on Maggie probably did the right thing, and let me finish before anyone says a word. Because think about it, she pissed off all the miners, and she knew she was going to hell. So basically, what she was doing was preparing to make sure she had a good digging crew. This is my theory. Because let's be honest, if you want to dig your way to hell, you hire miners to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, of course, she did the opposite of hiring miners.
Who was it? That actor Ricky Tomlinson said something about that. He said that Mrs. Thatcher, this is obviously before she died, said she didn't worry about coal where she's going because it's going to be bloody roasting.
Yeah. Do you remember that Scottish woman who was, she became a meme when Maggie dropped dead?
Well, most state funerals in the UK are reserved for monarchs, which would have technically left King George as the last state funeral. However, a state funeral was given to Churchill.
Yeah, I was going to say he got one.
Yeah, he got one. But he is the last person to have a state funeral, and the next person will be your queen.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
even the Queen Mother didn't get a state funeral.
What they at the time, yeah.
Yeah, what they do now is I think it is because of what happened with Churchill, is that for other dignitaries they call them a ceremonial funeral, and it's not the same level as a state funeral.
It's still coming out with damn taxes.
Yeah, it still comes out of your freaking taxes. So,
but it was weird that they did have a big funeral for Thatcher in London, whilst at the same time there was one town in the north of England where they burnt an effigy of her in the street. You know, that's how polarizing.
Yeah.
Having
said that, Maggie had, despite the fact she fucked your country up to a large extent, there wasn't not everything about what Maggie did was bad, unlike what you could say about Boris.
The Falklands, she screwed that up. The miners, she screwed that up. The uni, she screwed that up. The welfare state, she screwed that up. The education system, she screwed that up. What did she do right?
Not fuck up climate change. She actually was a big proponent.
Excuse me, she was responsible for the economic crash that
fucked that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not related. She didn't deliberately fuck up the economy just so that you couldn't deal with climate change. She was still touting.
To be fair, climate change wasn't a big issue in her.
No, but she knew it would be, and she was actually fighting for it.
In fairness, and I hate the women's watch. And in fairness, she did. This was in the 1980s when obviously when she picked. This is the first time a lot of people heard about climate change. She did recognise it as being real, and you still got heads of state today of major countries that don't seem to think it's an issue. Yeah,
powerful. But to be fair, she was a chemistry graduate, so she was a chemistry graduate, so she will have understood the science.
She did actually look, I mean, Dave's pointed that out to me said that before, that she's, she was actually, very, she did know science and did accept science, which is kind of sad that we got people.
Here's one. I'm going to put you off a particular unhealthy food for life. Remember, every time you lick a Mr. Whippy, you have Maggie to thank. Your face, Jeff.
I can never eat a 99 again.
What is a Mr. Whippy?
How does
a 99 ice cream?
How the hell does it work out in the UK that you can have ice cream that's called ice cream that isn't fucking ice cream?
Fuck knows.
It's English, okay.
There is no dairy in some of your soft serve ice creams, and I'm like, what? How does that even work?
I don't know. I haven't been there in years.
You know what? I am surprised and appalled and aghast because Lick a Mr. Whippy is possibly the most accidentally dirty thing I've heard in this stream, and it didn't come from Jen.
It wasn't accidental either.
Yeah, I've been sidetracked by cake. And you all thought I was being dirty then.
Well, I thought
the problem is there, Hissy, you raised the bar for Jen now. You do realise that.
It's all right. I'll make up for it in the next stream.
Oh no!
Hey, listen, it's Edward II. There's going to be plenty of opportunity.
I think his death I could see some. Yeah.
Yeah,
there was a lot of drop your trousers going on in the royal household, wasn't there?
Little bit.
Little bit.
How is it clarified now? Gaveston. We will be having lots of discussions about Gaveston in the next one, and that initial soliloquy of his is fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume I haven't read like any Marlowe's work, but I'm probably going to assume that his portrayal of that time period was probably a little more accurate than Mel Gibson's.
Oh, yeah, but to be fair, Mel Gibson wouldn't know how to represent a time period accurately if he lived in it.
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to represent the time period he actually lives in.
I know that was the reign of Edward I, but I just find Braveheart such an offensive film too.
Yeah.
I understand you've got to do a bit of dramatic license for narrative purpose with like films and even like historical novels and stuff.
So I think there's a Netflix show that is touted as telling the story way better, like called The Outlaw King or something like that.
I haven't seen that yet.
I may be wrong. I mean, it like, yeah, because I heard that The Outlaw King was really good. Can't remember if it was Braveheart story or sometime during the day.
The Outlaw King's a Braveheart story. It's not a also, I have a question. TrueTech said 3D print a ready extra liver. Can they do that? Because I need to order one. Like it delivered mid-January, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Braveheart gets so many elements of history wrong in that movie. It's just absolutely fucking disgusting. There are people in places they never were. There were people in time periods they weren't in that movie.
I just realized I've only seen one Mel Gibson movie the entire way through.
Wow.
Lucky.
Please say it's Mad Max.
Okay, never mind. I forgot that. Okay, one that he directed.
Oh, okay.
Because I have seen all 3 Mad Maxes with him in it, and I also saw Fury Road. Mad Max is awesome.
Fury Road was awesome, actually.
Yeah.
That was really good.
The Patriot.
Oh my god!
Sam's comment has just reminded me of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We can give you a replacement brain. It's only got to say yes, no, and where's the T? No one would know the difference. I know the difference. No, you wouldn't. You'd be programmed not to.
Oh yeah, the Patriot. I'm not sure which movie is more offensive. Actually, the Patriot or Braveheart. I'm not sure. They're both.
I think it depends on what offends you. Do you reckon Mel Gibson's got a listing just like, today I will offend section A, B, and C of society. Tomorrow we'll go with D, E, and F.
Now I will say I did see like the first few minutes of Passion of the Christ, but I also had a bad case of the flu that day, so I went down to take a bath and breathe steam.
Oh, were you allowed to watch Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
Odd.
I just had the flu the only time we ever rented it.
Wait, where is the logic, Mr. wasn't allowed to watch Mary Poppins?
Because Jesus is doing the magic.
Hang on. Did you say Jesus is doing Mary Poppins?
No, that's a different. That's an
entirely different movie.
I think that's a musical, actually.
Jesus does Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I guess the thing with me is I understand that things like films or historical novels or whatever do have to take a little dramatic license with history at times.
Yeah.
But there's a point where it's just and any of the Mel Gibson historical films that he has directed have just been beyond a joke with that. That whole scene where you had the British burning that village, burning all those villages in the church. Nothing like that ever happens in the War of Independence at all. Nothing like that ever happens.
They do understand, don't they, that attacking religious buildings, symbols, or people is a war crime.
Technically, it wouldn't have been a war crime during the time period because war crimes didn't technically exist on paper yet.
It didn't technically exist, but in a culture, you know, it's like
they would have been very well aware of because the American rebels were very good at propaganda. The British would never have handed them something like that they could use as for propaganda purposes at all. But I mean,
I thought you were talking about Braveheart, and I'm like, of course. Why burn down a church when you can just sell off all the relics and refill your tax? Refill your coffers.
There are only 2 people in British history who are known for destroying churches, and they are still largely held in contempt for it.
Yeah.
Cromwell and Henry VIII.
Yeah.
Well,
and they are largely held,
wasn't one of them Cromwell?
Yeah, just Oliver Cromwell.
Cromwell and Henry VIII, and it's like.
Yeah. And Henry only did it so he could get control of the church for himself.
And ironically, Cromwell, probably the most fanatically religious head of state we've ever had in this country, is the one who destroyed churches.
Yeah, but he was a Protestant, so he
was a complete nutter, though.
He was Puritan Protestant as well, though.
Yeah.
I feel like Puritans make evangelicals look like
No.
Isn't that why you send them all to America?
Puritans became evangelicals.
Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they kind of lost some of the hellfire and brimstone along the way.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I love the whole lie of the Puritans went to America to escape religious persecution. No, they went to America to perform religious persecution.
Yeah.
Funny thing is,
it's interesting though. You say that when you look at some of the weird little religious sects there were in England at the time. Yeah, some of them were kind of sent to America to kind of get them away from England. I mean, like the Anabaptists at the time, they, like, for example, they believed in a whole a community of goods where, basically they always believed in a sort of Jacobean version of like socialism, effectively, or communism, effectively. They said,
I'm totally down with Comrade Jesus.
But it was the whole thing that you was a community of goods, and rich and poor should all share equally, and you could just see the king saying, "Get on the fucking boat."
Yeah. But to be fair, I am totally down with Comrade Jesus.
I mean, that's Jesus. There's no comrade required. If you actually, from what we know of the guy, as he's presented in the Gospels, there was a left-wing, socialist, possibly communist, pro-LGBT, pro-feminist, just...
I don't know about pro-LGBT, pro-feminist, maybe.
I don't even know if I
the classicist actually has valid points on the LGBT bit.
Lydia.
Okay.
Lydia.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were going to refer to the Centurion's Spatharios.
But that too. You've got the Centurion, you've got Lydia. There's some argument for we'll call it a very close friendship, because I don't want to burn in hellfire if it's a thing, between Jesus and Lazarus.
Guys,
and it's suspected that John was at least bisexual as well. So,
but
I mean, applying modern labels of sexuality to anyone
is very hard.
Sort of 800 AD is very. It's a no-no, because it's just not a thing.
Well, because they didn't look at sex the same way as we do. I mean,
they looked at sex as a. Honestly, the closest we have to it in modernity is probably kinky terminology of dom and sub, or top and bottom.
Yeah.
And the only blatantly anti-LGBT stuff in the New Testament comes from Paul, who pre-conversion was a member of the Sanhedrin.
Yes, but that's the Paul who was a Roman, isn't it? Roman citizen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. He was a Roman citizen. He would have grown up with the concept of the the client system and the pedestry system that was brought from Greece.
Yeah.
If he didn't gain from that, it's entirely possible he was bitter about it.
But That being said, there is a point that I was going to make. A while ago, someone on Twitter brought up the whole America is a Christian nation thing.
Read your Constitution, dude.
No, I went further back. I went all the way back to the colonies. There's only one colony that was funded on the basis of Christianity, and that was Massachusetts.
That makes sense.
And the thing is, a bunch of other colonies were funded when they split off from Massachusetts to escape the religious persecution in Massachusetts.
Done by the Puritans.
Yeah. Like, most of them were business ventures or land grants, and then, of course, there's the example of Georgia, which was essentially proto-Australia.
Yeah. Sorry, don't mind me. I need to move this. I have one of those depression light thingies that I've got on.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. I mean, the Old Testament definitely had its issues with LGBT people, Sam. But it was that there is an argument that a lot of the stuff, even from the Old Testament, is more about pagan religious rights and polytheist religious rights than it is.
And also, like, there's a very good point that was brought up is the man shall not lie with man verse is smack dab in the middle of a bunch of other verses that are specifically about incest. So it's basically the thought or the theory that it was originally about, lying with your uncle or something, and then it got tweaked somewhere in translation or as time progressed to be specifically about homosexuality.
I don't see how that tracks, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me that in a book that's all about how to be quote unquote a good Jew, not be one of those dirty pagans, telling you don't do the things pagans do in their temples is kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Therefore, and plus the whole, it could have been a reference to pedestry, it could have been a reference to Hellenic sex rights. There's so many things it could have been.
Yeah.
Even the Romans were a bit skeeved out by some of the stuff coming out of the cult of Dionysus.
Yeah.
So it's
though it does also kind of amuse me when someone starts getting on let's see how to put this in a way that won't get Jeff's channel destroyed.
Thank you, Ray.
When things get when things start talking when people try to use the Bible to steer the conversation towards the subject of ethno-homogeneity.
Okay.
And talk about, being a separate people, etc. I like to point out that King David, who was, according to the Bible, King David, who was also supposedly a man after God's own heart, is the direct descendant, direct descendant of a non-Jew. Because his it was his grandfather. His grandfather was born by Ruth, who was a Moabitess.
Yes, but Judaism follows the matriarchal line.
Yeah.
Therefore, his grandfather's kind of irrelevant to his bloodline.
Well, the fact that his grandfather was born by a non-Jew woman.
He's grandpappy.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to say something because I've only seen Sam Chaos in chats a couple of times, talked to them a couple of times. You, Sam, I am really, really impressed by how highly educated you are.
Yeah.
And
Sam
when I found out you were actually
great.
younger, you really impressed me. Like, you're going places, and I want to see how that goes. I just have to say that because it's just... Yeah.
If we weren't getting so late in, I'd say to Jeff, should we shoot Sam a link? But
I was going to say, because obviously in the next 20 minutes, we'll probably have to give this to him so Ring can set up for his stream. So
yeah,
but I've been on stream with Sam. They were on on you.
I've had Sam on a couple of times, and Sam's been on a couple other places. So do you want Sam's link?
If they want to come in, yeah.
There you go, Sam. If you want to hop in and say hi to Hissy.
Also, I may be blatantly wrong about this, but I think there's also another genealogy that ties Boaz's line back to Rahab, who was, the prostitute in Jericho.
I know I'm the classicist in the room, but you've lost me.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to biblical bloodlines.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam.
Hello there.
Hi, Sam. How are you, my lovely?
I'm doing good. I have not been awake long, despite the fact it's 2 p.m.
Yeah.
You did that yesterday.
So now we have 2 hissies in the stream.
Very, very well observed there, Ring.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's reporting me because my accent's more northern than this? Where are you from?
Ignore Stoll. He's,
Where's he from? That my accent's more northern than him.
But
and now he said that I can hear my own accent coming out.
See, we're just gonna, now that I'm on the stream, we're just gonna fucking go bloody northern again, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just gonna go northern. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we're letting all these northern monkeys onto my channel for? I don't know.
Well, I mean, heck, I'm about as northern as someone in the U.S. can get, and not be someone in the continental U.S. can get.
And you're still not as far north as where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I think someone's let Stall out of the corner again.
Yes, this means
war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to respond to that, the bloody Southern fairies.
Yeah.
I was polite and I said
Yeah.
Anyway,
or pansies.
The answer to your reply about how do I even is 6+ years of Bible school.
I'm so glad Catholics don't force you to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that my church I grew up in was too incompetent to do that.
The closest we got to Bible school was when they pulled all the kids out of mass to go into the back room while the adults listened to the priest witter on.
Yeah.
It could have gone such a different way there, Hissy.
Have you ever seen the old Irish comedian Dave Allen's stand-up routines about religion? About how
I've seen a few Dave Allen ones. I've seen the famous one with Dave Allen. To those who don't know, Dave Allen was a comedian in I think the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, 70s
and
and 80s.
He used to have a primetime spot, and he did one where he swore once in an episode, and he got thousands of complaints. So the following episode, I think he swore 47 times in an hour.
Yeah. He did one about, because he was sent to obviously school that was it was run by these nuns or whatever. It was like a convent school, and he said, and he's sort of saying you got this nun standing over him saying, "You come here, boy. You've got to be a good little boy. Will you be a good little boy?" And he says, and behind her, there's this blooming guy nailed to a cross. He's like, "I'll be good. I'll be good." You know?
He was the last little boy who wasn't good.
Well, to be fair, he was one of those comics that actually went after religion in a way where when it wasn't really, it was a bit of a taboo subject to breach.
Yeah, and he was so mainstream as well that he was pretty much untouchable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he sort of says things like, it's like when that routine's hilarious. It's like when he said, the nun saying, "Do you know who God is?" No, I've never heard of God. Sister, get it. We got an atheist here.
Yeah, true tech. He did. He smoked on the show, and the laughter was real. It wasn't tinned.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, when it comes to shows, animated shows like the Flintstones, it kind of has to be tinned, because I don't think you can do a live animated show.
No.
I mean, you could do a live screening, I suppose, and overlay it, but why would you?
Yeah.
Didn't they do that for a few of the Simpsons episodes?
Yeah, it's one-offs, but you wouldn't do it regular.
No, you don't do it regularly. Yeah.
Like you can do, you can record a radio show in front of live audience, but you can't really do that with animation.
Well, I'm pretty
and don't forget, he used to sit there with his missing bit of finger up his nose.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the first time anybody swore on British TV was an old satire show called That Was the Week That Was, which was actually broadcast live every week, which was in front, and they had the audience there. I'm pretty sure that was the first time anyone swore on TV in Britain.
Oh, and talking about British on-air firsts, that actually kind of ties into what's coming up in a half hour. Because the first gay kiss shown on British TV
was Channel 4 Hollyoaks.
No, was a production of Edward II.
Yeah.
Starring Ian McKellen.
I did not need that mental image, thank you.
Well, I presume a young Ian McKellen.
I still didn't need that mental image. Sorry, not Hollyoaks, Brookside. You are very right.
Oh, I was. Do you know what? I was a bit annoyed that I met some friends in town where I live, Southampton, and for afternoon drinks about a year or two ago, and we were debating about which pub to go to. One was called the Hobbit, and the other one's called the Firehouse. And we decided we were going to go to the Firehouse. We wish, now in hindsight, we'd have gone to the Hobbit because Ian McKellen was in there that afternoon.
See, you should have had Ring with you because he would have argued hard for the Hobbit.
No, I did, but we didn't know that he just turned up. What it was is that there's a quite well-known pub in our city called the Hobbit, and the who owned the copyright on that made a threat on them to change the name.
Oh,
And some of the cast from like Lord of the Rings, including Ian McKellen, were like spoke up on the pub's behalf. And
can I
that
ask?
sounds like a setup to
I
a
have
really
a question.
raunchy punchline. I'm
No,
sorry.
I have a question. Does the Hobbit have a second breakfast menu?
it's I'll tell you what. No, it's got a cocktail called a Legolas, which is pretty much what it gets you.
That's useful. God.
Yeah.
See, between those two pubs, were either of them a Spoons?
No, neither of them are Spoons.
Oh, I need to go somewhere where there's no spoons.
Well, away from the kitchen would be ideal.
That's one thing I've said. I have no plans on ever patronising the Weatherspoons again after the way that prick has acted.
Thankfully, we don't have them.
Oh no, the big pub in my city centre is a Spoons. It never used to be. It used to be is it not Foursquare? Red Square pub, and then Spoons took it over. And it's just
see, where I live, there are genuinely more pubs than shops. So,
I mean, that's fair.
See, I can't think of any chain pubs anywhere near where I live. So they're all independent. So
yeah, I mean, our nearest chain pub is Spoons, either in the nearest town in Yorkshire or the nearest town in Greater Manchester, depending which direction you want to go.
Yeah, because you're smack in the middle.
But yeah, I'm on the centre of 3 counties. It's where the 3 of them join, and so it's like,
why would they call it Spoons? It's a weird name.
It means Weatherspoons.
It's Weatherspoons, yeah, but everyone calls it Spoons though.
Yeah, but why Weatherspoons? I mean, what has that got to do with drinking alcohol?
No, I'll just say this: all the pubs do have their own individual name, but they're always out next to them. It's like a JD Weatherspoons pub, and that name's completely made up as well, from what I understand. There was no JD Weatherspoon that founded it.
Yeah, you've got JD Weatherspoons. You've got which one's Gilly Arms? I'm sure it's Red Square or something.
The big one in our part of the country, Green King own a lot of pubs in our part of the country. My locals, Green King owned, but I mean, at least they actually do brew beer, even though it's shit beer. But we've actually had what's been good, I suppose, over the last few years though, in Britain is the amount of microbreweries and micro pubs popping up, and that's been a really good thing.
Oh yeah, that's significantly better, especially if you go like Cornwall or somewhere. There's a bunch more of them now than there used to be.
Yeah, there's a load of we've got a couple of pubs in Bradford that only carry microbrews. Someone said to me, "Do you want to go to the pub?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll go." And they were like, "What are you drinking?" I was like, and I didn't even look at the bar because you don't.
Oh yeah.
I went, I'll have a pint of Stella.
I've got to highlight this. Did you guys see the story about a pub that's been renamed this week?
The 3 Bellends.
No, but that's great. That reminds me of the place where I used to work, the Polished Knob.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was a pub?
That's the pub I used to work in, the Polished Knob. There was a picture of a penis with a smiley face on the door.
Only in Britain. Can you imagine how the Puritans would freak if you opened something like that in the US?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It'd probably get firebombed.
Depending on the state.
If I ever have any of my American friends over, despite not particularly liking the owner, I am tempted to take them there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, would that be a pub and not a pub then?
Okay, here's the news story. But I don't know if you can see how it's.
That's quite good. I like
it.
that.
I need to go there.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
That needs a visit.
got Boris Johnson, Matt Hancock, and Dominic Cummings. Yeah. I think it was the Three Bells beforehand somehow, but
That's quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you do satire, and that's how you do.
That's how you get business.
Yeah, and especially in the middle of a pandemic, they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of satire and humor, has anyone seen the Pope meme?
No.
Yeah.
Which
The four
by the way,
pictures and you at the other corner in.
Oh, yeah,
loads. Mirror's side, that's the Wirral. So the article was wrong because Dave's not a Scouser, as he points out.
Yeah, I saw it, but
Dave's not a
it's not gem encrusted, so
Yes, not
so
a
I'm gonna
Scouser,
press
clearly.
X to doubt.
It's all right, Dave. We know you're not a Scouser.
Yes.
Well, that's a bit like the two guys who wrote the series Red Dwarf. They for ages and ages and ages.
Grant Naylor and
Grant and Naylor. They fought for ages. They fought off the casting of Craig Charles, and they eventually accepted it, but mainly because they were from Manchester, and they did not like the idea that the last human being left alive in the universe would be a fucking Scouser. They were like, no.
There's hope for Dave then, isn't there?
Yeah, thankfully they were one round to Craig Charles, and the rest is history. But
yeah. I think I'm gonna drop off so I can get ready.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to bring this to an end, to be honest, because I want to get people ready. Please go and join. I don't know if you want to whack the link in the chat quickly, Ring, but please go over to One Ring's channel for a bit of Christopher Marlowe and Edward II.
Well, we'll basically be continuing.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be joining, but
you're not joining, Jeff.
No.
What about you, Sam? Do you know about Marlowe?
Not massively, no. Literature's always been my weak point.
Okay. Fair enough. It's all right. We got Hissy. She's an expert.
Fair.
I studied this text for A level, so.
And we taught you a bit of English history to go with it, so.
Yeah. English history, believe it or not, despite being a historian and a classicist, is not my strong point.
Fair. Oh, see, my levels were not related to anything Englishy.
What about history?
God, the closest A level I had to being anywhere near English or history was physics.
What did you do? Like history?
You're like me.
There's the link in.
I did
chat there, so
yeah,
actually starting in about 20 minutes. So
yeah.
So
I did maths, physics, computer science. So the closest thing I'd had to history was physics.
What did you do for your? Because I did 4. What did you do? Well, 4 ASs, or did you come after it changed to linear? Where you had
yeah, I was the first year to do linear.
Linear.
Hissy, somebody's just before we go. Somebody's.
Fighting words.
I think they can afford them in certain parts of Yorkshire. I had to go over to Leeds for mine, so I always carried a passport.
Yeah, fair enough.
Standing joke used to be, I literally used to go to college in Leeds, and the standing joke used to be, I had to take my passport with me to get back into Bradford at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to bring this to an end also so that Ring can set up for his stream. Please go and join him over there on Media Musings in about 20 minutes or so. Just go around. Sam, you got anything you want to plug quickly before we go?
Yeah, I am releasing a video later today about my issues with anti-theism because I was going to release it yesterday but didn't finish recording. And then next week I'm going to do a video about necromancy in the Bible.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I've got I've got a touch of the site. I'm guessing you are going to be talking about the Witch of Endor at least a little bit.
I have lots of thoughts on what I want to touch on.
Okay, Jen, yourself, you got anything you want to plug?
Oh, look, I'll be in the next stream, so people can catch me there and talk to me. I think everyone in the chat knows me anyway. So if you don't, go sub me.
If you obviously we know, kind of plug Ring because he's coming up in about 20 minutes or so. But he also does a secular D&D game on Saturdays, so which we might want to check out. As for myself and Hissy, hopefully we're going to be back next week. Hopefully a lot of the personal nonsense going on in our lives we're going to be in a better place, and we should be back with our regular review of the Asterix books. But I should warn you that the next one we're due to cover is one of the more controversial ones. So
I have to say, I'm procrastinating bad about reading it because I'm just like,
yeah. It's like if your clueless hubby knows that it's bad.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's one of them things. I got to admit, you're probably gonna have to kind of force yourself through it, to be honest, and then we'll hope that because neither of us have been in the mood for anything too controversial in the last couple of weeks, we've been putting it off. So, so I will draw this stream to an end. Then we shall see you guys later. All right, salute.
Bye.
Bye.